It's the Juicery Podcast Show. Hey, yo guys, what's up? Private Ryan here, all alone for this week, as my two colleagues are on an e-game sports. They are busy, they can't join me, so I'll be doing the review for you guys this week. No problem. I have been doing a podcast for myself on my other channel, the Private Ryan Gameplays. So with this said, no need to do a quick introduction on my end. We'll just go straight away to the spoilers. So spoiler warning, we're gonna be reviewing A Quiet Place Part 2. So this is a 2021 film released as of July. And it's a sequel to the 2018's A Quiet Place, who's just, filmed in a very small budget, but returned in the hundreds of millions in the box office. And this is the same that happened for part 2, and we're gonna be reviewing it with tons of spoilers, plot-wise, sequence-wise, and of course, characters, who's gonna die and who's gonna make it, and who's gonna be there. So you have been warned. You got a few minutes to go back, pause this podcast, and give us a like, a follow, or subscribe to the channel. The Juicery Podcast Show will always bring you new entertainment, mostly movies and TV shows. We also review games, and we do gameplays. After that spoiler alert, we could go straight to the introduction. So the film is a continuation. It's a part 2. You can see in the name. So it follows the same family that we follow in the first film, where they continue to navigate and survive a post-apocalyptic world inhabited by blind aliens with an acute sense of hearing. They are very deadly. They hate sounds. They just kill whatever causes sound around them. So the film is written, produced, and directed by comedian John Krasinski for Paramount Pictures, and it stars Emily Blunt. I don't know how to pronounce her name. Millicent Simmons? Yeah, you just correct me in the comments, guys. And Noah Jupe. So they all reprise the roles from the first film, while we got newcomers for the part 2. We got Cillian Murphy. He plays the family friend. And Jimon Hansu, the most famous black guy character for... if you need the black guy, I'll pick this guy most of the time. He's really a good cast. And he does acting very well. So, Krasinski, although he died in the first films, that's a spoiler. He returns for this one for just a quick flashback sequence on the first 10 to 15 minutes of the movie. So to give a background from the movie from last 2018. So by February 2019, the film has been earning more than $296 million worldwide already. So with a mere budget of 55 to 60 million, mostly going to the computer graphics, they are doing very well for that film. So that's why it's been made for another part 2 this time around. So on to my personal review. During this time, we should be seeing me, Benj, and Jom CP talking about the characters. But we'll see the sequence that we've seen in the trailers firsthand. So there's a baseball game, the family that we see on the first one, the Abbott family. So both letter B's and T in their last name are double in spelling. With wife Evelyn, the beautiful Evelyn, and his husband Lee. So that's his name. Krasinski's name is Lee. Is walking her daughter Reagan to some sort of grocery, because they're going to be in the baseball game of his son Marcus. And it just so happened that they just witnessed a strange cloud-like explosion in the clouds, where a meteor hurled towards from the far distance. So within minutes, there were creatures that are just rampaging and attacking people. So they don't know by this time that the creatures are blind, but there were cops shooting at these creatures, and they are bulletproof. Their skin is probably made of high-end alien armor. So their designs are like the Cloverfield aliens that I've seen, but much smaller. Their hands are spiky enough, very long enough that they can swipe and slash you to half if they'd like to, and they were able to destroy cars and walls, as they are very, very strong, and they can move around even upside down on the ceiling. So they are very intense, guys. So any noise that they hear, they will go and be attracted to it, and they will destroy it. It's like if they hear a windmill, they hear a police car echoing, they're gonna destroy it like it's like a piece of paper or something. These aliens are very strong. So we will see how the family was able to survive early on because of a quick-witted Lee and his wife, who is also very smart and intelligent. But although the film doesn't show this to be, but they were able to survive. Yeah, because if you've watched reviews about this, you're going to see that they've done a lot of questionable things that makes them even lose one of their sons early on in part 1. It's just like the son wanted the spaceship in one of the groceries, and then you just let the son take a look at the spaceship and the battery next to it. If you just have to put it away or keep it away from him, so he wasn't able to be reaching it, and to be reaching it out, put it in his backpack and then play with it. So that's a kid. You don't give things to the kid to think about doing or playing things with it if he can see it. Keep the things that you don't want him to play, keep it away from him. Don't let him see it, especially the batteries and the space shuttle. The toy is in what do you call this? In the shelves. He saw it there. You already took it, but you place it back. So the kid saw it and he played with it and he got killed early on. So over the years, the creatures have killed most of the Earth's population. So including the wife of Cillian Murphy. So he's living alone. And they're going to be seeing each other in the middle of the film with this. While our family, they were able to live on a farm. They were able to walk with all those sand that they've been placing on the ground. And then at one part, Lee died. But before he died, they were able to discover, together with Reagan, the deaf daughter, that high frequency audio feedback will always incapacitate the creatures. That will make coverings for their face, for their head to open when a noise coming from her, they call this the ear implant, through a portable microphone will make a high frequency feedback. And once this shell opens for the face of the aliens, they are killable. They can be shot right in the face. One thing I also noticed about the part 1 was that the couple, after they lost the child, one of their youngest, I think decided or accidentally have another baby. So that baby causes a lot of complications, making at the end the aliens to be able to reach them at the farm. And that's gonna cause another set of complications at part 2. It's because the baby, they have to put him inside this noise chamber or this noise box, and they have to put in an oxygen tank near with it and put a hose straight to the baby so his noise will be muffled. So imagine it, of all the things that you can do in an apocalyptic setting with an alien killing everyone, making noise and sound, you ended up having a loud ass baby. Oh my goodness. So after they were able to kill one alien at the end of part 1, they decided they have to depart their home because they need to search for other survivors, because they now know how to kill the aliens, right? So they made their way to the farthest part that they were able to walk for since part 1, and there was a ring fence area. It was fenced off, And Evelyn, the mother, sets off a sound alarm of bottles and stuff, and they just alert the creature from far. They could hear the creature screaming and moving. So as they flee, Marcus, the guy, the son, steps into a bear trap, injuring his leg. So this is gonna be the plot device that's gonna roll the entire thing as the son is being injured. So he cannot control the pain. He tried to... You just got yourself bear trap in your leg. You're supposed to scream. Either you scream or you get knocked out of the pain, right? What happened is that they went inside. This looks like a factory. And they were able to kill the aliens. And this made them find Marcus, another survivor, Cillian Murphy. His character is Marcus. And they run into this steel foundry or a factory. So both of them, Cillian Murphy and Emily Blunt, talk about what happened to their life. And as we all know, I forgot, Marcus is the name of the son. Emmett is Cillian Murphy. And he has a soundproof underground hideout. I think with the way that they burn the steel, or it's like a chamber. There's no sound, but there's no oxygen as well inside. So we all found out that Cillian Murphy character, Emmett, recently just lost his family, and he refuses to help anybody, even though he finally found a way to kill these aliens. So for the first time, when they tried to play on the radio after a chatter overnight, because in the morning they're going to be gone, or until the leg of Marcus will be healed up a little, and Emmett will just let them go. He doesn't want them to stay. They heard the song Beyond the Sea playing on the radio, so somebody is playing something in the airwaves. And Emmett says it's been going on for months. So Reagan, the deaf girl, I think she determines that there will be survivors because the airwaves won't play by itself. So the radio won't play by themselves. So she also theorizes that if they will be able to reach that radio tower, they can do the very high frequency noise that they can broadcast it, and they could weaponize the signal and keep it going, so the aliens will be easily killed, and they could I think have a plan of attack or something. And then this is all good in theory. So the family is happy that it's all good, but who will go? Yeah, that's the problem. This is a big risk to go out there and look for this radio station when you have the safety of this factory and that chamber where it's soundproof. And of course, the baby is there cuckooing. Once in a while, they have to put the baby inside the chamber. So, and the next day, when everyone wakes up, Reagan is gone. She's very determined. She herself will find the source of the radio signal. She ventured out all alone to find the clue, because this song, Beyond the Sea, is having the lyrics of some island outside of a major island. So she knows that it's going to be beyond the sea. So for the first time, Emily Blunt asked Cillian Murphy to help find her girl, as this is just like a token of friendship to the once dead dad. So Emmett finds Reagan in some train wreck, I think. And then he was convinced after seeing how Reagan was able to kill another alien. So they seem to be killing a lot of aliens in part 2 compared to part 1. And Emmett and Reagan just decided, we'll do the mission. Yeah. So Evelyn, the mother, decided to leave Marcus and the newborn baby, because they have to go find medical supplies, or else the leg will be amputated or would kill Marcus, and they're already low on food. So the mother just left the injured son with the baby, and she went on a supplies spree. So this is bad because Marcus decided to move around one-legged and cause some I think some building dilapidation or something, and cause a very loud sound made the alien look for them. and they're trapped in this chamber and with less and less oxygen as the time goes on. So it's a very tense moment. And Evelyn races back as she heard this collapse of the buildings to fight off the aliens. Meanwhile, Emmett and Regan arrive at the boat, what do you call this, dock or something, and they were attacked by a group of humans as well. So just to put it into context, these humans would probably rape or either eat them for survival. So the government that discovers, from here we know that these folks know to live near the water because the creatures were unable to swim. So the National Guard have attempted to move as many as people to an island, but only 2 big boats made it. So that's a key point. The aliens can't swim, so the survivors 4 islands and the places where the aliens could not reach it. That's crazy, right? This is really good writing based on me. We just found out clues from the first movie. If you look at some of the YouTubers, they go back and check clues. You're going to see that this was already well established at the first film, but just passed on, and we are just the first time we're going to see this in part 2. So very good writing from our director and writer John Krasinski, who knows that this guy is very well talented, and he got this apocalyptic story well rounded. Kudos to him as compared to other bad writing from other films like this in the genre. So moving on to the climax of the film, we've been shown a great part of how the island where Emmett and Regan thrive for the overnight. It's very peaceful. There's no aliens on site. You can do noises. They were shocked because it's been a long time. Probably, I don't know how long the time already passed. Maybe 3 to 5 years already. Let me know down in the comments, or if you're watching this in YouTube, guys, how long the time already moved since day 1 that we've seen. Okay, so they were culture shock. They have a night of drinking. Everything looks fine and dandy. But by the morning, when Emmett was taking his piece, probably at dawn, he saw one of the boats, crushed boats. Looks like it's been ridden by an alien. It drifts slowly to the side of a rocky part of the island, and he put the pieces together, thinking and knowingly, I think he knows that an alien rode that boat, and it's already here in the island. So he came running to everyone, trying to warn them to be quiet. So that's part of the trailers that we see Emmett running, warning, and the aliens just slashing people left and right in the background. So while this happened, Evelyn finally made her way to her children before they suffocate in that chamber down in the underground in the bunker, right? So just in time, she was able to open them and use the cloth not to close the chamber. So by this time, the alien was already killing people left and right in the island, while another alien is looking for Evelyn and the 2 children. So this is a good tension-paced, filled climax where we're gonna see a couple of scenes going back and forth. So both stories will not bore you because you were expecting to finish one in a linear fashion, but you're gonna see what's happening on the island as well and what's happening in the bunker at the same time. This is filmed that way because the ending is gonna coincide. It's gonna be happening simultaneously, and something is gonna do great at the end. So by this time, the leader of the colony, I forgot the name. Let me check. Give me a couple of minutes for this. Yeah, I don't think he has a name. So Jimon Hansu, he never shared his name for that film. So by the time they went away, they tried to ride a car, trying to bring the alien to follow them on a place, but Yeah, Jimin got killed. Jimin Hanso got killed. So he appeared for at least 5 minutes of screen time for this film. And I think he's also one of the highest paid actors as well as Cillian Murphy is. So he was killed, but Reagan and Emmett was able to finally found the room that is full of speakers and the one that's transmitting the radio signal. So they were able to play the earpiece that she has, and it exposes the creature's insides of his head. And just in time, guys, Marcus picks up the transmission as he was able to hear the portable radio played that squealing high-pitched sound, while the alien at the bunker was able to locate them in the underground while he was destroying and crawling his way, making his way, and trying to kill the family. So just before the entire underground bunker collapsed, Marcus has the radio, points it at the alien, and both brother and sisters at the same time got their alien kill. Alien kills, yeah. A shotgun through the head from Marcus, while Reagan uses some kind of a rod a metal rod directly hitting the aliens' heads. So at the same time, wow. So after that, they just leave the hearing aid connected to the radio station's microphone, and the broadcast keep on playing. So we're left again with a cliffhanger, just like what we're left with part 1, as the signal is now weaponized and can be used by everyone else. As also with another advantage, the humans discovered that the alien are not good swimmers. They could die. Water is bad for them, and of all the planets water could kill them, they went to Earth, which is 75 to 70% water. Wow, nice one there. Nice one there, John Krasinski. So with that, we end the film. There's no post-credit, mid-credit scenes. So it just ends. And it took a long while, though. They have a lot of crew. I don't know if this is pre-pandemic when they finish everything else, but the editing for this film happens during the pandemic already. So we're here at the end. I'm gonna be giving my rating for The Quiet Place 2021. This is the part 2 of the Quiet Place franchise. It's been doing great at the box office. If it's gonna hit $500 million or around $400 million, it's already multiple times earned back its advertisement and initial budget. And the cast is very happy. And although Emily Blunt and John Krasinski doesn't really want to make a sequel, they've been forced due to monetary reasons, as you know. But they did a very good film. So A Quiet Place 2, I enjoyed it. It's time for my ratings. So as usual, the Juicery Vapes and the Juicery crew always do this 5-point rating. So out of 5, the 5 is the highest, 1 is the lowest. I'm giving A Quiet Place Part 2 a 3.3 on the 5-point scale. So it's very entertaining, quite some tenseful moments, very unique story. You can bring your children to watch it. I think it's PG-13 only, although there's a lot of injuries, a lot of blood coming from the aliens, but that could be explained to a younger child as of 2021. So bring the whole family. This is a good watch. Some plot holes here and there, but it doesn't matter. This is an entertaining film. My ratings are always for the general public, not for my taste. So I'm giving this a 3.3 out of 5. So good watch, entertaining. Go stream it, because I don't think it's still available at the theaters for those who experience it at the theaters. Good for you guys. You really have been uniquely blessed during our hard times to be able to see this on the big screen. Now, with that said, thank you very much for your time, for listening for quite a while in this simple podcast that we do. Hopefully by the next week, my crew, the Juicery Podcast show crew, is gonna be back. They're gonna finish their e-games, esports, and let's see if they're gonna get that cup from Valorant. I'm just gonna play Stumble Guys. So I'm not really a high-end gamer, So hopefully join us again for next week or a few days after next week. We're about to review What If from the Marvel TV series. And we'll see on another Juicery Podcast movie reaction and review podcast. This is Private Ryan signing out. Thank you for your time. Peace.